One of the things I've learned over the years, right, as being a customer service expert, is in my 10 plus years being in the industry, dealing with different types of businesses and corporations and so on, customer service basically have some principles that you always have to follow. Whether it is that you are looking for a job or you're a business owner, the principles basically remain the same, right? So every customer basically wants a service that exceeds their expectations, right? So what you have to do is basically create like a system where you can give them exactly what they need, what they paid for, and you try to find a way of being able to get them beyond. You go above and beyond to basically get them what they need. And sometimes they don't even know that they need those things, right? They pay for a particular service, they want to make a transaction, they give you money for your service or your products, and they basically leave, right? Some people are very transactional like that. And then there are others who basically have that extra bonus that you may be giving away, or sometimes you may give away a prize, or you may provide them with an opportunity for them to benefit when they come to your business again by giving them some sort of promotion or some sort of discount or something, right? So customer service has the same principles across every different sector. It's usually the same thing, right? So you want to deliver on promised value that you initially started to promote in your business, whether it is that you're having a sale or it is that you're trying to get them to come to your business for a particular type of promotion. Everything has the same type of principles, right? So as a customer service representative now, what you have to do, or what your employees have to do, is basically have skills that are going to benefit them in the long run, interpersonal skills, as well as having the ability to communicate your goal, your vision that your company or your business offers to the general public, right? And you have to have some assertiveness. You have to be able to have the ability to do crisis management. Sometimes every day in the office is not going to be the same. Every day a customer walks through the door of your business is not going to be the same. You may be offering the best possible service to them, and they may just be having a bad day, right? Having some self control, having some empathy, right, for the situation that they're facing helps you to basically be more humane in the approach that you're actually trying to give in terms of the service. So everything is not just transactional about money. They give money, you provide service, or you provide product. It's not that simple because at the end of the day, customers have options. So another business, another corporation, another office, another department, there's always options for them, right? So in order to keep them coming back so that your business could flourish, so that your employees could be able to do their jobs properly, and you be able to have an actual structured environment every time your customer decides to do business with you, you have to have things in place. And having them trained properly is very important because then it basically helps them to continue their work. Customer service is one of the type of skills that always evolves because different industries enter the market, different types of requirements or different types of technologies are being used. So regular customer service training is always a must, and also even if it is that they're dealing with individuals in a virtual environment, like if it is they're doing customer service via email or chats, right? They still need to be able to develop the professionalism and the ability to show empathy, even with the words that they're using, the choice of words. Because remember, with a non-frontal communication, where you're not actually visibly seeing the customer, your voice is all you have if you're handling customer service on the phone, like for instance, like in a call center, right? Or if it is that you're doing customer service via chats or emails, your words and the way that you structure your words can be offensive or it can be soothing to the person on the other end of the communication, right? So you really have to be careful as to how you really communicate in every aspect. So communication is a skill that we all need to master if it is you're going to do customer service representation, or if it is that you're going to get your staff trained to handle customers' needs and their requests and the requirements and what they're basically paying your business for, right? Whether it's a service or an actual product. You want your staff, or sometimes yourself, if it is that you're running an actual small enterprise, to be properly trained up, because there's no one rule that fixes everything, or one approach that fixes every situation. Every industry is different, every scenario is different, every customer is different. Even if they're getting the best possible products and best possible service, they still find a way where they can actually always require more, because improvement is always good for them, right? So we always find ways of being able to reach their expectation and exceed their expectation by using principles that we can follow, so that we can be able to give the best possible results every single time. So such things as empathy, time, active listening, adaptability, being patient, right? Having product knowledge or service knowledge, right? So if it is that you're offering a product and you're selling makeup, or you're selling electronics, having an actual in-depth knowledge of how that product works and the benefits it can give to the customer even before they actually purchase it is actually very good, because then it gives them the opportunity to be able to see you as an expert and want to come to purchase the product or service from you, because you basically give them the experience of making them feel like if they're learning something, they're benefiting. Even though they're paying you for something, they're still benefiting. That's how having product knowledge and service knowledge of the services being offered benefits your customer. And of course, it adds to longevity to your business as well, right? Having proper communication skills, which I mentioned earlier, is also important. Being efficient. Having efficiency is should be second to none, because if it is customers are getting frustrated, you as a customer service representative, or your staff as the frontline customer service representative, still needs to know exactly what they have to do, still need to know exactly how to handle situations. So they still need to learn crisis management. They still need to learn how they can collaborate. Sometimes you collaborate with the customer. And what I mean by that is this. So collaboration can be done in several different aspects. For instance, a customer basically comes and they know what they want, but you're offering the basics to them. They're satisfied with the basics, but then if you ask some probing questions, okay, how can we improve service for you? Or how can we make this better for you? How can we basically help to deliver this better to you the next time you come? Because of course, we're always happy to help and happy to serve. Having that approach helps the customer to get into dialogue. When they get into dialogue, you're collaborating ideas with the customer so that you can deliver a better service or better product the next time they come. And this helps them, because now they feel like if they have autonomy, they feel like if they have some sort of control, they feel like if they contributed to something that would benefit them the next time around, right? So these are things that you can actually do to actually improve customer service as an individual or as a business that has staff members that are on the front lines of dealing with customers every single day. Having the right type of technology and having everyone proficient enough to handle the technology is also a great advantage, because then you have to admit it's a competitive world, right? So everyone that basically decides to go into business always have to look at competition. Even as an individual who is a freelancer has competition. So if it is that you don't have the right type of knowledge in terms of tech or technology, become tech, adapt some tech proficiency. Learn all the necessary skills and updates that you need in terms of the tools that you use, especially digital tools, right? Computers, programs, software. These are the kind of things that would help. And of course, you want to also have a positive mindset. Sometimes it can become overwhelming, especially when it is that you're dealing with situations where you cannot control directly. So you also do want to make sure that you're doing things in a proficient way. So you have to have a positive mindset and a positive outlook. So being being a person who is proactive, always ready to go, always ready to do something, always ready to make sure that you're getting the best out of your own skills, so that when you offer someone your actual services, you are basically giving them the best that you have. But you have to develop those skills as a customer service representative. You have to develop the resilience that's needed in order to stay steadfast and focused, right? And of course, with collaboration and being proficient, you also develop relationship building with your customer. So sometimes you may even notice that some customers like to talk to a particular staff member in your company, or they like when they call on the phone, they prefer to speak to a particular person. All of this helps because it shows them that that one individual takes the time, takes the effort to make sure that they get the best possible product, service every single time, and it improves the kind of overall benefit and experience that they have, because relationship building is actually very important. It keeps them coming back. And also, you as an individual, whether it's the business owner or the individual trying to learn customer service, you also have to be able to have the proficiency of being able to have that willing attitude. So remember the positive mindset we mentioned? You also have to have the willing attitude to improve, because customer service skills, it never gets old. It always improves. There's always something new to learn. There's always a new type of approach in all industries, right? So you can change from one industry or one company to another, having basic customer service skills. But at the same time, if it is that your skills are basic because they were taught, let's say 5, 10 years ago, sometimes you may need to update your actual processes, right? So how that actually helps is because at the end of the day, you want to be able to handle situations that they as they arise. Being able to be proficient, being able to solve conflicts, like have the ability to do conflict resolution, being able to show empathy even when it is the customer is being difficult. All of these are skills. Being able to do active listening, and that one is very important, because if it is the customer is explaining something to you, sometimes they're not having a bad product or service. They simply need you to listen. They simply need you to learn how to be able to do your best to understand why it is they're having a bad day, right? So even though it may take just a few minutes or a few seconds sometimes to just allow them to vent, allow them to say what they have to say, all of these are ways that we benefit when it comes to customer service, because at the end of the day, none of us knows what type of customer we're going to get before we actually get the customer. So being prepared actually helps you, because now it actually gives you an opportunity to be able to offer your best. And sometimes your best may not be good enough for the customer. That's why willingness to improve comes in. Because if it is you cannot learn from the experiences and learn from the actual approaches that you have, it means that you're not willing to improve. It means that you're not willing to actually make adjustments if needed. And sometimes we need to make a lot of adjustments, because the customer may have something in mind, and what they have in mind may not be best for them at that time. That's where becoming an expert comes in. That's where product knowledge comes in. That's where service knowledge comes in. So product centricity is one thing. Customer centricity is another thing. You have to know when to apply both principles, so to speak, right? So those are some of the basics that I try to teach others. And what I believe that we all could learn is that there's always room for improvement, right? So until next time we actually discuss, I would like to make sure that all of us understand that there's always room for improvement. Nothing actually prepares us more for dealing with customers, dealing with business, dealing with actual bringing revenue into a company than being prepared. In order to be prepared, you have to make sure that you have a positive mindset, a willingness to learn, and also have the success mentality that you will succeed. Have affirmations that you do that really make sure that your employees or yourself is actually constantly looking for ways to improve so that they can benefit not only themselves as an individual but also every person that they meet. It doesn't have to be a customer. It can be your colleague, right? So team building is also very important, right? So these are some of the goals and principles that I try to actually impart to individuals as I try to train them, as I try to teach them, and help them to come along the journey of being able to be a customer service expert. Because that is the final goal, becoming a customer service expert, right? And sometimes it's not always easy because you have challenges dealing with the various type of customers that you have, but everything is a learning process, and all of us can succeed if it is that we put our minds to it. Okay, so until next time, have a great one, and thanks for watching.